morning. Thank you everyone for joining us here today. So generally I'm going to talk about operational excellence. So that's about my journey starting from AWS. I used to work at AWS and that changed a lot for me. So very short about me. We're not going to spend a lot of time. So I am a Chief Software Officer of Tactun. We are building hardware automation platform. Basically, you can connect all the sensors and motors you have and without using any line of code, automate it and create autonomous machines. Even use machine learning models on the hardware to control and automate whatever you want. I'm also an adjunct lecturer at AUA here. I teach cloud computing, software engineering, and high-performance applications design and implementation. I lost the count, so 22 years or more in software engineering, being in a different position, hands-on leadership, again hands-on, again leadership, startups, enterprises. So as I've mentioned, I used to work for AWS in networking department, which is considered to be the most operationally heavy department at AWS. It doesn't matter what happened and where it does happen, network is to blame. So the first people getting paged whenever something is going wrong was the networking department. I'm also an AWS community builder starting from this year, which is an incredible, interesting journey for me. I used to do the same thing. Nothing changes for me. Just I have one more badge. And I'm AWS Academy accredited instructor, which allows me to teach AWS Academy courses here at AUA. So my talk today will look like this. So first, we'll understand what operational excellence means. Then I'll help you to understand what tools and what documentation AWS provides to help you to get started, to help you to scale, to help you to make this operational excellence as a culture of your company, the way people think about it. Then we will cover how to achieve that using AWS services, built-in AWS services, nothing from outside. So I have a story about that. And then how you can help your organization to learn and evolve so that this approach, the operational excellence, becomes a cornerstone on how you operate in your company and how every single person in the company behaves. And of course, the Q&A session, hopefully you'll have a lot of questions to me. We can talk here, we can talk after, so I'm open. And there will be a risky demo showing how this works and how you should think about it hands-on. Let's get started. So a very famous quote from Dr. Werner Vogels, CTO of Amazon. Everything breaks all the time, so we have to be prepared. Let me give you a story. So imagine you are managing a team or you're a team member and you have a workload in production, a pretty critical one, and then you get a call from a customer or a message from a customer that something is wrong. So something is not working. Pretty usual. And then what happens next? You get another call from the manager of your manager. And then you get another message from a team member saying, oh, you know, this is broken. And instead of basically spending time mitigating that impact for your customer, helping your customer to have business continuity, you are basically starting to jump around, answer all those messages, calls, etc., and etc. And this has a huge impact on your organization. This has a huge impact on people. We'll talk about that in details. So what is operational excellence? Let's try to define it. Operational excellence is how you think about focusing on running and monitoring your systems rather than trying to firefight with results of what can go wrong. And things can go wrong, believe me. So operational excellence is about how you prepare, which is very important. So you need to be prepared when things go wrong. It's about how you operate. It's how about you think about operating your workloads, monitoring your workloads, understand health of your workloads, understand what is actually going wrong and when it goes wrong, and responding to these events. And lastly, evolve, which means every time things go wrong, you learn from it. And every time you learn something new, you automate it, then making sure that this never ever happens again. That's the goal. So why operational excellence matters? Now, so it has a huge impact on your organization. In general, if you don't foster an operational excellence culture in your organization, there's going to be consequences. So generally, it's beneficial in terms of enhancing the reliability of your software, enhancing of your services, improving greatly the availability of your services. Also, it helps you to improve the cost. Every time things go wrong, you lose money. You lose money in different ways. So it can be just customers not paying you. You may get penalized if you have SLAs with your customers, or even losing trust from your customer is one of the biggest things you may lose. So it improves in different ways to cut the costs or even get better customer feedback. It also increases your agility and speed. It can speed up your development pace. It can help you to be more agile in terms of delivering newer services, more features. Just look on the number of features AWS launches every year. I don't remember the exact numbers, but it's something around 8,000 something features per year. That's amazing. And so as I've mentioned, like greater customer trust and satisfaction is one of the most important things. Everything else will follow. So better, more customers, more satisfied customers, better business, more business. So it's a closed loop. And of course, your team matters the most. So sustainable operations and team well-being is a key part on how to run successful business. And let's look at this. So how to achieve these? So everything seems to be beneficial, but how to achieve this? So the first thing is AWS, from their own experience, created a documentation. They documented how they achieve some of the best practices they have. And all this documentation is open sourced by AWS. It's called Well-Architected Framework. And Well-Architected Framework is a set of documentation that will help you to achieve operational excellence. So it has 6 pillars. One of the first pillar is operational excellence. The second one is the security. Then it's about reliability, performance efficiency, the cost optimization, and of course sustainability, because for example, AWS has sustainability goals by 2035 to go, if I'm not mistaken, to go carbon neutral. So every time you run something, just think about in the background how much power you consume. The less CPU used, the less power will be consumed. So it's all interconnected. We will today focus on one pillar, which is operational excellence pillar. So let's see how what operational excellence pillar covers. So the first thing is you need to organize your teams to understand how business works and and increase the understanding of your team on the business outcomes. The next part is implementing observability for actionable insights. So you need to understand what's running, where, how effective it is, and you need to understand as quickly as possible when things go wrong, without a customer calling you or texting you or creating a support ticket. It also helps us to automate everywhere possible. It's not always possible to automate everything, but you need to get better. You need to think about from the very beginning how you should automate stuff. It also helps you to build teams, help teams to make frequent, small, and reversible changes, so that if you deploy something, if something goes wrong, you can go back and the impact is as small as it can be. It also helps to refine operational procedures frequently. So look back every time when something goes wrong, change the documentation, update it, think about how you can operate better. And of course, going back, anticipate failure. Always anticipate failure. These are going to happen and these are going to have a huge impact on you. As I've already mentioned, we need to learn from our mistakes, and we also need to learn from others' mistakes. So that's why the well-architected framework covers a lot of mistakes that we may face. So we need to learn from these events and all the metrics. And lastly, the operational excellence pillar covers the topic of what managed services and how these managed services can be used to improve your operations. Now let's dive deeper. So generally, operational excellence is about how you think about your operations. You need to think about your operations as a code. The same way you do the code reviews, the same way you do your development cycle, you need to think about your infrastructure as well. So your infrastructure needs to be reviewed. Infrastructure changes need to be applied by small pieces so that impact on your customers is as minimal as possible if something goes wrong. And it helps you also to test your infrastructure changes, version it, so that your operations are safe and you can build upon this, your operational excellence. So the most important part here when you think about operational excellence is how do you anticipate failures? So when you anticipate failure, several things happen. So first, you minimize the downtime. You minimize your service disruptions, which again leads to better customer satisfaction, which helps your business to grow. Things go wrong, so you need to think about how do you reduce your mean time to recovery. So the faster you recover, AWS also has problems. I personally caused a 52 rugs going down for some time somewhere in Europe. But we learned a lot from it. So the sooner you recover, the more you automate, the better for your customers, for business. You also can build a resilient and fault-tolerant architecture. So think about what you're building upfront. Protect your business outcomes, because everything you do operationally impacts your business. So you need to understand what impact can have each and every part of your system and design it upfront. Of course, everything comes back to customer trust. No customers, no business. So it also covers the key practices and strategies you need to build around your operations. You need to think about your failure modes. Our services can fail in very different ways. Starting from the one service going down, multiple services at the same time going down, one single feature going down, just one button not working. So you need to anticipate failure, prepare for this, design for resilience. The more resilient your services are, the better your customer satisfaction will be. Very important part in this journey is implementing comprehensive monitoring and alerting so that when things go wrong, you know firsthand. And not just you know, but also all the key participants, key stakeholders know that things are wrong. You know that things are wrong, but they know also how the things are progressing so that they don't come back and ask you when this is going to be fixed. They can look at it. They can open it. It's open for everyone. They can see how you behave. They can see how organization is responding. And I don't know if you remember, GitLab went down for several hours. You know what they did? They basically open sourced their process of recovery and live streamed the whole process. So that didn't make them go bankrupt or lose the trust, but they saw that the team is doing everything possible so that the services recover as soon as possible. That's why automating recovery is also very important wherever possible. So the more we progress, the more hands-on this talk will become. So AWS helps us to also not just document and read the documentation, but also they build a tool that will help you to assess whatever I was just talking about. So how to prepare. It helps you how to prepare. It helps you to operate correctly. So there is a well-architected tool available open source, free of charge, that will analyze your system. It will help you to apply the framework, and it will help you to learn the best practices. It will offer you to apply this best practice, another best practice, and it will help you to identify and mitigate all the risks that it can detect. So how well-architected tool works, you basically define what workloads you would like it to cover. You select what pillars are important for you so that it will analyze in that regards. Then you will be asked a lot of questions related to these pillars. Those are all questions that allow you to think about how you design, how you operate, how you push every single line of code, how you review your processes, how you review your code or infrastructure changes. So prepare to spend a lot of time on this, but the result is amazing. So it will help you after you answer the questions, it will analyze automatically. It will identify the risk, allow you to review the findings, and then generate an improvement plan so you can follow this plan and improve your services. And then it will help you to redo from time to time so you can iterate and learn, because we don't just develop something and stop there, but development is happening all the time, new features, new services. And so you need to iterate and track your progress. The well-architected tool will help you to do that, just out of box. So now what do we need to be able to have operational excellence? Okay, we know there are practices, there are tools to help us to prepare, but what is important? The most important part here is to start monitoring. So out of box, AWS provides services that will help us to monitor our services running on AWS. It has endless capabilities in terms of how you monitor your services. So it will help us to early detect, help us to proactively respond as well. It will help us to understand our system behavior, the performance of the system. It also helps us to rapidly do root cause analysis, and it will help us to make informed predictions about capacity and do the forecasting as well. Stay on top of your SLAs, compliance, and improve your security posture. So it's not just monitoring, it does more than that. And lastly, again, everything comes to our customer. So build customer trust and gain more customer trust. So CloudWatch is the service you can start with. So CloudWatch will collect all the possible metrics, logs, traces from various AWS services and even custom applications. So it will help you to monitor near real time what's happening. And it will help us to act as well, because you can build alerts based on the information you are gathering and trigger alarms based on this. And these alarms can become a key point where you automatically or manually respond to the problems that can arise. So key features that help operational excellence, to achieve operational excellence from CloudWatch, is unified custom metrics, custom monitoring. It will centralize the logs. Believe me, it has powerful insights. Look at it, your metrics more often. You'll be able to detect the problems before they happen. You'll be able to find non-standard behaviors from your services and proactive alarms and automated actions. The more we go, like yesterday, I've just seen that there is also AI detecting proactively when something may go wrong and create alerts based on this. And there is a lot of customization available for you, so you can look on your services from different perspectives, angles. So customizable operational dashboards are a way to go. Now, let's say we are able to monitor our services. What next? 10 years ago, you had to connect external services, for example, a PagerDuty, integrate it with your AWS infrastructure, which, believe me, takes some time to have a deep integration. And when things went wrong, you had to jump back and forth between different provider services to respond to something. And to automate stuff, you had to use other tools to be able to respond to the events, respond to the incidents, or automate stuff, automate actions. So now, pretty recently, AWS announced Incident Manager. I know the team behind the Incident Manager. They did really good job on how they translated AWS internal tools into external tools that can be used by everyone. So those are really powerful. So what Incident Manager is, it helps us to respond to the incidents whenever things go wrong. So generally, the problem with incidents is the slow response. So starting from the point when somehow you know about a problem, and then you respond to that problem by mitigating the impact, and then lastly fixing the problem behind that. I've seen different cases where this could take days, which is not really good for your customers. So Incident Manager is a management console tool that helps you to integrate with a lot of services, including CloudWatch, and make your applications available all the time by responding out, even launching automatic actions. So faster resolution, it automatically can engage people, right people. It helps you to provide guided response and facilitate collaboration. I'll show you in short how it works. So Incident Manager will help you to accelerate your resolution time. It will standardize the response time. It will improve team collaboration, communication, and automate repetitive tasks. So the Incident Manager helps you to prepare for the times when things go wrong. It helps you to respond effectively and it helps you also to learn. Now, the benefits for operational excellence is it will generally minimize the impact on your incidents, on your business operations. It fosters a culture where you and your team think about your services, which leads to less chaotic response time. I've been in a call where I joined a call and there were 68 people just in one call. Now imagine the chaos that can happen if not everyone knows what to do and how to do the stuff. So Incident Manager will help you to get ahead of this. And of course, if something goes wrong, it freezes up development. It makes everyone to get stressed, less stress, more stress, less innovation. So let's look on the incident lifecycle. A typical incident lifecycle starts from detecting stuff when things go wrong. Next, you need to engage, start thinking about how you resolve or mitigate the problems. Then the team needs to collaborate together to resolve the problem. And this requires a lot of investigation and thinking about how to mitigate the impact before even fixing stuff. And of course, resolve the problem and learn from your mistakes. So Incident Manager and CloudWatch are tightly integrated. So it's closing the loop. So one can trigger another, and you start learning when things go wrong just automatically. And even Incident Manager will help you to respond automatically. Let's look how it works. So most of you probably use CloudWatch and have CloudWatch alarms. Now you can also use actions to trigger incidents inside Incident Manager. An Incident Manager then triggers a response plan, which corresponds to the impact that is caused and detected by your CloudWatch alarms. And it chooses the right contacts. It uses the escalation schedules, and it even creates chat channels and pushes information into chat channels so that everyone knows in one single place what's going wrong. You will have your chats where everyone collaborate, thinking about how to fix the problem. You'll use the Incident Manager itself, which will gather and automatically show all the impact, what is impacted, when it is impacted. And then lastly, you can create runbooks for each response plan, even several, that will automate the actions. So runbook helps to not guess every time what's going to be done to fix this issue, but rather than be prepared and have automatic actions which will gather some information, which will also help you to correctly assess very fast on how it needs to be fixed. So orchestrating your incident response in Incident Manager looks like this. So you have general settings, just general information about an incident. Then you add your contact details, whom you want to be, whom and when each person needs to be contacted. Then you create an escalation plan. Escalation plan is about if the team, for example, is not able to address an issue, senior engineers can join in, or the managers can know that they need to do something else, something more. So, and then of course, the response plans by itself. Let's look on the response plan because it's the most important part. So when configuring an Incident Manager, there is a button called Prepare. Shortly, I'm going to jump and show everything hands-on. So there's a button to prepare, which helps you to define your runbook actions. So your runbook actions will look like this. So it will help you to define actions like triage, diagnose, mitigate, recover. So it will run these actions sequentially. and it will help you automatically to decide which runbook, which action, when to run, how to run, and you can see shortly how it works. So key benefits of automating this is very important. So you need to bring your services quick, as fast as possible. So it reduces the mean time to recovery. It increases your service consistency and reliability of your response. It reduces human toil and operational fatigue, which is pretty often a case with live services. It will help you to improve adherence to compliance and best practices. It will make our operations more stable, and of course focuses on prevention and root cause analysis. And of course, every incident is a huge cost. If you can calculate the cost of any incident on your infrastructure, on your customer, you'll see like there's a huge cost behind that. Okay, so and last part is when things go wrong, we have to learn from these. So Incident Manager also helps us to do the post-incident analysis. You'll see how much automation is there that we used to do manually, and it took a lot of time from us. So post-incident analysis help us to learn and be prepared next time when things go wrong. So it will help us to improve continually, prevent recurring incidents, of course, increase the system resiliency, reliability, and refine as we go our operations and runbooks. Next time when things go wrong, your system will handle this better. And also build institutional knowledge around this. And lastly, the team matters. So strengthen team collaboration and trust. So we're going to jump on a live demo, a risky one, I would say, because yesterday night things went wrong. Last second, I wanted to run a stress test on EC2 instance, but as you know, like there is a credit maximum CPU credits you can consume. When those are consumed, even though the CPU usage show 100%, but it's never 100%. So CloudWatch doesn't show that things are wrong. So we'll create a CloudWatch alarm, which will trigger an incident action, which itself will trigger a response plan, which will automatically run actions to mitigate the impact, and your services will be back in no time. And I'll also show you when the incident response, when actions are run and the incident is resolved, how the incident manager will help to do the post-incident analysis, the critical part in your learning journey. Let's jump to the demo. Because I have it turned off. Is it better? Oh, much better. So everything looks okay. What we're going to do now is we're going to run stress test. So let's I am connected to EC2 instance. So the CPU usage is now very low. Let's run some stress. Let's see the impact. So I have 100% CPU usage here. Let me make this bigger. Okay. Hopefully it's visible, right? Let's go and see how CloudWatch responds. It will take a little bit time for CloudWatch to show the metrics. I think it's refreshing every minute, and it will also we'll see the impact. But while we're doing this, I'm gonna create an alarm. So let's do this. So while we look on this, so alarms, this is the alarm view. We can just a second. So CloudWatch. Okay. Incident manager. So wait a second. Yep, we're starting to see the impact. So this one has 3.5. In reality, it's 100%. Let's see how it goes. It will take some time. While we're waiting, so let's see how Incident Manager helps us to prepare. So there is general settings, which is naming some stuff. Then the next step is creating the contacts. So you can create different ways of contacts. So email, SMS, voice. There is an engagement plan where you can engage several people whenever you need them. And you can create a response plan. So I'm going to skip the naming part, but what is important here? So you can use chat channels. You can create several chat channels with chatbot. You can send the notification into Slack or others, messengers. You define how you would like to be engaged, how key stakeholders are engaged. You can create an escalation plan, on-call schedules. For the sake of time, I will skip this, but let's look on the most important part here. So the runbooks. You can select an existing runbook, even provided by Amazon. For example, EC2. There are multiple actions that predefined actions. For example, restart an instance. So when you define what instance you would like to monitor, let's see how we're going, by the way. Let's refresh the state. Nothing new for now. I also have a backup plan. We can always trigger the incident manually, but let's see. Okay, let's continue configuring the actions. So I need an instance ID so that it can restart my assume role. I use existing role. I have one role created. What? The value supplied isn't this valid string? Interestingly, yesterday it could be just one instance. Yep, there you go. I also created the runbook service roles and assume roles so that we don't have to spend time for this. This is the response plan. So EC2, high CPU, reboot plan. Let's name it like this. So same here, so that later we can find it. The impact is critical. And then we create a response plan. So now response plan looks like this. It specifically defines what you want to do, how it's gonna respond to this. Let's see if we are lucky enough and our CPU load is higher. No, it is not. Yep, there you go. We already have a 99.7% CPU load. So let's wait a couple of more seconds and you'll see alarms. So all alarms. So I have let's look on the graph here. So this is the threshold for the alarm. It's set to 80%. There you go. CPU utilization is 80% for 3 data points within 3 minutes. So it's gonna look for 3 minutes. If the average CPU utilization is higher than 80%, it will trigger an action here. Let's edit this. So here is the additional configuration, configure actions. So we notify an SNS topic, but we also run an incident manager action to create an incident. And we choose the response plan and save this. So I already created this. So let's see when it's going to be in alarm. Okay, so now you see it's in alarm. Let's zoom a little bit. So now you can see like green, 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 and then we're red. So it's in alarm. Let's go to Incident Manager, see what's happening here. What do we have here? There you go. So an automatic incident was created with a critical impact and incident started. So well, doesn't look very good. So what is happening? One runbooks already run successfully. You can see the summary automatically created. You can see the timeline automatically put in place. Runbook action, it was successful. You can see the runbook itself, the actions in details. This is how it looks. So it will tell you what actions in what order it has run. And let's go back to the incident itself. So let's say I lost the connection, which means the action was successful. Let's go back and see if the CloudWatch, let's go to the CloudWatch, see if the impact was mitigated. It's still in alarm because we need to spend 3 minutes. But the point is that the impact is mitigated automatically. I didn't have to do anything, but I can go back, confirm that, see the diagnosis. So what metrics caused this? You can add some findings automatically. The timeline is critical part as well. It automatically shows the timeline. It will show what's runbook, what actions did run in a correct sequence. Basically, you can track everything that was happening during these 2 minutes of this incident. Let's resolve this incident pretty quick. And when the incident is resolved, Incident Manager allows you to create analysis so that you can work with your team to understand what went wrong. And also Amazon provides a very good post-incident analysis template which you can use, or you can customize and create your own. So now all the information from your incident will be automatically moved to your incident analysis and post-incident analysis. It will guide you. It will guide you and help you to answer the correct questions. So the timeline is here. The metrics are here. You can add all relevant metrics, like CPU, for example. Just adding everything possible for the sake of time, so you can see what's being what impacts you. Impact. And there are questions. If you try to answer these questions, like how can this be detected much faster? How can this be resolved much faster? It challenges you to answer 5 whys and find the root cause so that this never ever happens again, which was the goal, the target for us. And when you're complete, you mark it as a complete, and you share this information with the team within the whole company. You can have bi-weekly, weekly operations meetings where you share your learnings and help others to learn. So let's get back to the slides pretty quick. So key takeaways from today is that operational excellence is a continuous journey. It never starts anywhere or ends, but you need to continually work on improving. The well-architected tool framework are there to help you. There are tools from AWS which will help you to scale infinitely. And it will help you also to cultivate blameless learning culture. I don't know if you've noticed, but there were no names there. In the post-incident analysis, there are no names. No one to blame for, so that people feel free to dive deeper into analysis and learn from it, so that everyone can learn from it. And there are AWS services which can accelerate your journey. So to reiterate, so the operational excellence is a journey of incremental improvements. You can start small, iterate, and please celebrate your success so that this encourages people to do more and more and more. We left a little bit time for questions if you have some. Yep. Probably.
Yeah, so firstly, thank you for so detailed question and best practices. I have one question about runbooks. So did I understand correctly that it's literally some graph view, and you can build your own runbook from scratch in some graph view reductor?
That is correct. You can create documents which will describe your runbook. It looks as a code as well. It's like fully configurable, and you can create custom runbooks so that you can automate possibly everything.
Okay, yes, thanks. And one more question about prices. Is it included on CloudWatch or EC2, or you need to pay for it separately?
So you don't pay for Incident Manager specifically. It may use some resources which you have to pay. For example, if you need to spin up a new instance while the old one is being restarted and so on, so you pay for this. And be careful with CloudWatch. Though CloudWatch itself is have some limits. For example, if you create an alarm or a trigger quicker than 1 minute, you're going to pay extra charges. So just be careful with how often you monitor. But generally, it doesn't include separate charges.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Welcome. Yes, please.
Hi, thank you for the session. It was really insightful. One more question that I would like to ask is regarding the incident manager, specifically in hybrid environments where some part of the infrastructure is living on AWS and there is a part which lives outside of it, and you want to sort of orchestrate the entire incident management process across all environments. In practice, how easy it is to do with incident manager, and whether there are like hidden stones?
There are always hidden stones, but generally speaking, you can write any scripts, include any scripts in your runbooks. If AWS has access to your external or hybrid environment, then it's usually not that hard to include all your hybrid environment into the incident manager actions. You just need to do extra work.
It's some sort of a Lambda functions, or it's like a separate code where you run on incident manager.
No. It's the same. Everything is the same, but the document that describes the runbook will just look different. But then everything else is the same.
Okay, I see. Thank you.
Other questions? I think I ran out of time. Yes. Please provide me feedback about this talk on the right. And if you want to talk to me, LinkedIn is the way to go.